Oh, I'm really excited about our Eco Revolution segment here today because it involves one of the things I love, which is coffee. But we're going to talk about it from start to literal finish this morning. Siki Cacciatore is here from Tomasol Cafe. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Tiger Palafox. We're going to talk about everything from coffee that we drink to the coffee that ends up out in our garden. And we'll explain in just a second here. What is free trade coffee?
So fair trade coffee.
Fair trade coffee.
Fair
right.
trade coffee is actually where the people, the producers, get paid fair wages, are treated fairly, and there's environmental sustainability, education, and the people are lifted out of poverty.
So this is something that you're into at your business.
I am.
And something you very much support. But it's not something that people think about normally when they just grab their coffee drink.
Right, not usually. But all the coffee that we serve at Tomasol is fair trade and organic.
Okay, so meaning that when you drink a cup of this, folks, you know that
right.
the folks that grew it got a fair wage. You
right.
know that the environment is being sustained and being well taken care of. But you don't just throw the grounds out either. You follow this from start to finish.
That's true. So here we have some green beans that haven't been roasted and some roasted beans. And then once we do drip coffee or French press, we have the grounds left over, and we recycle and compost all of our grounds. We give them to Mission Hills Nursery, or we give them to Bean to Green, which is a new company in town, and they're taking coffee grounds and adding plant and other organic material into them so that we can use them for plant food.
Beautiful. So, Tiger, I know you're anxious to jump in here, but we haven't blended our drink yet.
Exactly. I was going to say, we need something to kick our morning off right now,
yeah.
Mark.
Come on,
when it comes to the fair trade coffee and all of these processes, it's really important to understand that the reason why this is so important to us is because we are probably one of the largest consumers of all of these products. So when we say we demand fair trade, when we say that this is what we're going to move to, we have the biggest effect on it globally.
And we're talking, I mean, if you stop and think about it, we're talking literal tons of
There's a blend of mocha for you.
Siki, thank you very much.
Yeah, literally tons of this product, you know, and it's really important for us, since we are one of the largest consumers of it, to demand these kinds of things from our vendors, from our suppliers of these products, because it's going to make a big difference, especially in the sustainable aspect of it, which you're moving to now. So there's a company here in La Mesa called Bean to Green, and like Siki said, they take coffee grounds and they break them down, they compost them, and then they mix them with fertilizer. So you have, let's come over here, an organic fertilizer. So this is just like any other fertilizer that you would buy in the store, except they've reduced the waste by actually putting the coffee grounds into it. There's value to it. You're adding organic material, so when the plants grow, not only are they going to grow from the nutrients, but then they also have the organic coffee grounds.
So I've got to assume this is a super rich type of compost.
Exactly.
But if I just wanted to take the coffee grounds and work that into the soil,
it's best to kind of compost them down and dilute it a little bit, because you can mess with the pH a little bit. A lot of people take their coffee grounds and put them into the garden. After a while of doing that too much, I'm sure if you took all of Siki's compost, coffee grounds and put them in your garden,
your plants would be wide awake for a while, but then eventually they'd be exhausted.
Exactly. Yeah. So you got to be careful. And right now is the time for fall gardening, so we want to get into that right now. We're starting to cool down, and so Bean to Green is a great way to help fertilize, rejuvenate your garden, especially if you're planting. You had a spring garden, now you're moving into a fall.
You got a great way to grow here too.
Yeah, this is a pretty neat little raised garden bed here, and we filled it with the Interra Preta soil. And the reason why that soil is so beneficial, it's another San Diego company, is it contains biochar. And biochar is in here, and what it is it's a sustainable way to also decrease waste. So wood chips, walnut husk, all kinds of products that we are just waste, they take and turn it into biochar through a process called pyrolysis. And it's really cool. They're actually almost creating a carbon negative footprint, meaning the process that they take this pyrolysis, it is also creating energy, and then they're putting the carbon into the soil. The plants absorb it. It's just a great way to reduce waste.
You're almost talking, like you said, about carbon negative footprint. You're almost talking about coming out ahead.
Exactly. And that's the cool thing about it. I mean, you know how sometimes they talk about those environmentally friendly cars. If you drive through LA, you're actually cleaning the air because they're putting less emissions than there is. That's kind of what you're doing with the soil. Rather than like normal compost that, they're still good, they're breaking down products, but there's byproducts in transportation, in the delivery of it, in the making of it.
People don't think about that. They don't think about all the other things that go into this. So,
exactly.
Beautiful products. Where can we find them?
You can find these at most of your local garden centers. Not only that, Siki is also selling compost, and she's having a composting class with worm composting tonight.
Wait a minute, Siki, get over here. By the way, delicious.
Thank you.
You're having a composting class tonight? Oh, well, tell me about that.
Tonight from 6 to 7. free composting workshop, and we'll be giving away some of the bean to green soil and some worms also.
At Tomasol?
At Tomasol
Which is
Cafe.
where?
It's on the corner of Washington and Albatross at 301 Washington Street.
Washington and Albatross.
In Hillcrest, Mission Hills area.
301
West Washington.
West Washington. Very good. Siki, nice to see you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Tiger, as always. Sorry, this was probably for you, but I intercepted it.
It's all right.
Hey, great things happen here when you bring these great minds together and you kind of think about the process from start to finish.
And it's cool. We're all San Diego companies.
Even better.
Yeah.
It's always good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And cheers. Thank you.